Welcome to AMG Academy. Get ready to dive into a vibrant community where insurance professionals come together to discuss the latest in sales techniques, innovative business strategies, and the power of collaboration. Whether you're looking out for the next big trend in sales or seeking insights into strategic business growth, this is your hub. This is AMG Academy.
Hello and welcome to another edition of AMG Academy. Matt McClure here with you as always. So glad to be with you as we discuss different aspects of this wonderful industry that we find ourselves in. Of course, the insurance industry and all different ways that you can hopefully find some new sales techniques or take your practice to the next level here, take your agency to the next level. And that's really what we're going to be talking about today, specifically taking you and your business to that next level here on the show. And I welcome to the show now Kyle England, who is a marketer here at AmeriLife and with AmeriLife Marketing Group. Kyle, how are you, sir? I'm
doing great, man, on this Monday morning. Matt, thanks for having me on today.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks for being on. I really do appreciate it. And I guess I'll start out here with kind of like I do a lot of the time with our guests. Tell me and tell the audience, either watching the video version of this on the socials or on the podcast, listening to us, tell all of us a little bit about yourself, maybe how you got into the industry and how long you've been here with AmeriLife.
Yeah, so I graduated back in 2007 and came here the following year, 2008. And I knew the original founders of AmeriLife, the Bush brothers, Gary Bush. So I knew those guys, and I knew how well some of the guys under them were doing here. So I started off pretty young. I was 24, and I've been here 18 years, going on 19 now. And I mean, it's been a great career. I have to say, like, now it's probably better than it's ever been, honestly, even though we're a little more corporate. But I feel like just everything that we have, like all the tools, technology, leadership, everything has just skyrocketed. And, I couldn't be happier, and great to be on today. So hopefully we can talk about some good things.
Yeah, absolutely. And I can't imagine, like, even just, we were talking a little bit before we started recording the show. I've been with AmeriLife going on 3 years, and a lot's, kind of changed and evolved just in that time. But over, 18, 19 years, a lot has changed. I can really, really imagine. And then, a lot's changed, I feel like, in the insurance space over that time too. Talk about, I mentioned at the very top, like, going to talk about taking agencies to the next level, kind of growing that agency, expanding your book of business and all of that, and kind of just elevating what you do. What have you done in the past to help grow an agency and get them to the next level?
Yeah. So, I mean, being here 18 years, I've worked with independent agents, guys that want to grow, obviously, to, 5 to 10 guys under them. And then, we've worked with some big groups that, do thousands and thousands of applications and probably have, 1,000+ agents. So, I mean, we work with the full spectrum. The good thing is, I've helped individual guys here over the years, grow their agency. I mean, I'm not going to take all the credit, obviously, but like we have stuff here, and just thinking outside the box with some of these guys, like, over the years, I've had a lot of agents that they have struggles, like maybe get in front of more clients. Right. And so we don't have all the resources here that maybe a local agency could provide some of those guys. So, some of the guys I worked with, I mean, one guy right now, I just partnered him up with an agent I've worked with for 10+ years. That's just having issues, finding new clients. So I partnered them up together, and now he's able to grow her business, and, they're all winning together. She's writing more business than she was directly with us because now she has access to his lead portal, his training platforms and all that good stuff. So, I mean, I think a lot of times, like, you really have to think outside of the box and provide more value than just a contract, right? So, I mean, agents can go anywhere and get a contract and then see ya, talk to you later. But Like if you really want to like help grow their agency, you got to dive deep and figure out what they need, and then, you know, put a little time and effort into it, not just get a contract and move on, right? Like in the beginning of my career, that's all we did. We were told to just contract agents because we had the hottest product. We contract a guy and then just move on. We don't talk to him, right? No follow up. But now, I mean, just the day and age we're in, I mean, like if you really want to help someone grow, you got to build that relationship, find out what their needs are, and then use the resources you have at your fingertips and go get it done, right? I mean, we're all making money. We're all making money together. So that's how it goes.
Yeah, it's all, everybody's kind of, working in harmony on all going the same direction. All of the oars are rowing the boat the same direction here. And you're providing, that ongoing support. And part of that, I feel like is, maybe helping people, as you mentioned just a moment ago, making connections to folks who, if you don't necessarily have the resources at your fingertips, well, here's somebody who can help you and, achieve whatever goal you're trying to achieve. But then also, as you mentioned, thinking outside the box. Well, somebody, let's say maybe they're an annuity producer, for example, and they really, kind of maybe need to expand or are looking to expand their business. Maybe they need to go into a different line, and add that to their existing business. I know that you have helped, annuity producers, for example, get into the Medicare space, right?
Yeah. So right now, we're probably going on about 2 years now. We partnered with my partner Gerald here. We developed a partnership with one of our internal affiliates, True Choice, and they do over $4 billion a year in annuities. So I mean, they have a huge database, and they have big relationships with a lot of big producers. So why not partner up? Because a lot of those guys are already doing Medicare. Why not partner up with them? And we can provide that level of support, on the Medicare side over here and keep it within the AmeriLife family. So we've been doing that 2 years now, and it's working great. But the thing too is not just getting guys that are already doing Medicare, right? Guys that aren't doing Medicare, and then kind of coaching them, getting them the resources they need to write some Medicare policies. This way, their clients can call them for these products, as opposed to going outside and then opening that door for another financial plan, not another financial planner or another, life broker to come in and woo the client. So, I mean, having access to the other product lines with that client is key. I mean, we all know that, but like it's working now, and we're going to continue to do it and just help grow some of these relationships and keep them internal with AmeriLife, right?
Yeah, keep it all in house and help that agent be more of a comprehensive help to the client, and as you said, prevent them from being able to or giving them the chance to go somewhere else for other services. That I think is great. And then also, we talked about Medicare. You mentioned sort of cross-selling there. What are some ways that people, or that you encourage agents to maybe to cross-sell, not just, with Medicare and to make sure that they have their health coverage care of in addition to an annuity or retirement plan, whatever, but even things like long-term care or other types of insurance, hospital indemnity or whatever, types of insurance we're talking about, cross-selling that. I mean, what are some good strategies for folks to be able to kind of work that in without, I guess being too much like greasy salesman? Well, have at this,
Yeah. Well, I mean, everyone wants to do it, right? And we're seeing more and more of it. But I think the main thing is just for an agent, right? Let's just say you're agent just selling Medicare, right? That's it. You just offer Medicare Advantage plans. Well, what if that client asks you about life insurance, or, adding, hey, how do I fill the gaps in my Medicare Advantage plan? I mean, if you can't offer that to the client, they're going to go somewhere else, and it's the same thing, right? They're going to talk to someone else that's helping them with that stuff. And then eventually they're going to probably woo that client over, or get that client over to them. So, I mean, the key is, and we're doing it now, right? It's just like getting the agents trained on the certain product, whether it be life insurance, dental, hospital indemnity, cancer, lump sum cancer benefits, all those products are great products, but unless the agent or producer is talking about it or just bringing it up in conversation, then most likely the client's not going to even bring it up. So, we have a group of agents recently, all that they came from a big call center, and they're bringing you know, they're bringing some of those guys over, and I mean, they're writing a ton of business, and we got them hooked in on training for hospital indemnity. So, I mean, I think they did like 2,000 applications last year, and with about 10 agents, and, just by bringing up some training and how to ask the questions, they've probably tacked on about 30% of their client base with hospital indemnity plans. So it generates an extra income for the client, right? And also it builds that bond with the client, so they know someone else calls them, they're going to call their agent, Joe, who's taking care of me so far, right? And so, I mean, it's key, right? But I think it's just getting comfortable for the agents, knowing the products, and then being comfortable just asking those questions, right? And so, we have training, all that stuff available to help agents grow and learn more about those products.
Yeah. And that's, of course, part of that ongoing support for agents that we talk about, just to make sure that you have the tools that you need in the tool belt there to be able to do the things that you need to do out in the field. And then also, I feel like a lot of times and this is true, I guess, for any sort of line of work that people might be in, but of course, we're talking about insurance and insurance sales and that sort of thing, as we always do here. So I think it applies here as well, is that you can sort of get caught up in the day to day and in the minutia of your just day to day process and all of that, and just making sure that you've got everything on your end taken care of, and then you get maybe caught up in all of the insurance terminology and things that clients don't necessarily understand. But sort of taking that step back and making sure that you're explaining things to clients or potential clients in plain English that they can understand, that they will be comfortable with. I feel like that is super important. And it also, I feel like that helps you sort of build a relationship with them too, right?
I would say. I mean, you have to do stuff like that. Otherwise, you're going to die on the vine, right? So, but I mean, yeah, to your point before, I mean, yeah, being here 18 years in the industry, I mean, it does get a little, at times you're doing the same thing over and over again, right? So you got to find ways to stay excited and keep guys going, right? Because, I mean, at the end of the day, we're talking about Medicare here. Let's be real, So, I mean, it's not the most exciting thing in the world, but, everyone needs it. Everyone has it. So, if you're over 65, it's a product that's not going away. And there's always going to be changes in the industry, but, with change comes opportunity. So, and we have to capture some of that opportunity that's out there and help clients, and be their liaison. So, their health advocate, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Make sure you're doing the right thing.
Right. And that's one of the things, they say the only thing constant is change. And we've seen that definitely with Medicare, with the different CMS guidelines and all of those things that have come out over these past couple of years. And yeah, I think that you're absolutely right. You got to look at that as an opportunity, because there are going to be people, as all of these, different rules and everything take effect, there are going to be people who have questions about any changes that might have, happened that apply to them, or does it apply to them, and all of that. So yeah, be that guide and look at that, you're right, as an opportunity. Now, what would you say if you know someone who is, or if you I guess out in the field, just out in every day out there, what do you think is probably the number one complaint that you hear from the field, from agents, about their current FMO partner? Is there maybe one or two big complaints that kind of stand out to you?
I mean, more recently, so honestly, dealing with moving guys over that are not happy where they're at, I would just say a lot of guys just want someone to pick up the phone. And you know what I mean? That's always been my big thing, is like, if I don't pick up the phone now, I'm going to call you back no matter what, or at least send you a text message, email you back right away, letting you know if you have a problem, we're working on it. How can we get it resolved? But right now we're bringing over a lot of agents, just they're not happy where they're at. And a lot of it just comes with having that ability to just pick up the phone if you have an issue and we'll get it fixed, right? I've been hearing some other groups are, I mean, it's like 2 weeks. One of the guys, no one called him back like with an issue. So, I mean, I think it just comes down to service, right? We want to help. We want to help the agents we work with grow. I mean, we're all in it to win it together, right? We all win together. So, I mean, I want everyone that I work with, I want them to succeed and give them the best support I possibly can. So, if you're not doing that, I mean, it's going to come back to you, and people aren't going to be happy. And it's the same thing with agents, right? If your client's calling you and you don't call them back and they have an issue, well, I mean, he's not taking care of me, so I'm going to find another agent, right? So it's the same thing, right?
Yeah, it really is. I mean, the agent's job is to serve the client. AmeriLife's job is to serve the agent. And so it's like, it's all that chain, that works its way down. And it really is, I can't even imagine being an agent out in the field and being like, okay, I'm going to call my marketer. I'm going to call, somebody back at the home office and get help with this issue that I'm having that's really urgent, and then not hearing back for a couple of weeks. That's kind of insane. So that's what leads me then to, if that is an experience of someone elsewhere who they're with an FMO, maybe that they're not happy with at the moment. And if somebody doesn't call me back for 2 weeks, I'm not going to be very happy with them either. But contrast that now with, what does a partnership with AmeriLife look like? What's the difference there that AmeriLife can provide?
Well, yeah, I think that's a twofold question, right? But like, as far as partnering with us on the broker side, as being your trusted FMO, who you go to for, product, issue, all that good stuff. What can we offer you? Lead support, all that technology. I mean, we do have a lot of, new technology that's coming out. I mean, we have a new contracting platform that's going to really take a lot of, it's going to take a lot off the licensing people's plate. So it's going to be more automated. So like some of our larger agencies, they can almost just send their stuff directly to the carriers and it bypasses through us. So it's just one less person that has to touch some of those contracts to make mistakes, right? Because we see it happen time and time again, and that is one of the biggest challenges in our industry. It's just, it's contracting issues, right? So, I mean, we're trying to get to the front of that and make sure everything runs smoothly when bringing on new agents, because it is a pain point, right? If you're an agency bringing on, say, 100 brokers a month, right, and 50 of them are getting stuck up somewhere in the system and they can't write business, I mean, that's causing a lot of problems at the agency level. Now they can't go write business, not generating income. Leads get wasted, so you're wasting money on leads that just go stale. I mean, it's a whole effect that just a spiral effect that keeps going down. So,
right.
But I could tell you one thing, you work with us, I'm going to pick up the phone no matter what. So send me a text message. I will say I probably have given my cell phone number out to too many agents and made that mistake. So I might have to get a new cell phone number here. But
a little peace and quiet,
But I mean, I think just provide the level of support you'd want someone to provide you. And, that's how the motto I've always lived by. And I want someone to respond back to me. Sometimes I'm a little too pushy when I go for answers, but I mean, I'm the advocate for the agents and the agencies. So like sometimes there's stuff that I need done right away, and, you got to ruffle some feathers to get it done, but how that goes.
Oh yeah. If you got to get something done, it's got to be done. But that's the thing, is you're the advocate for the agent and the agencies, like you said. And that's the thing. And I really do love the fact, though, that you bring up, but and that relationship between, agents, agencies, brokers, and all of that, and AmeriLife, like, just treat people the way that you would want to be treated, especially, when you're looking at someone who's downline from you and you're supposed to be supporting.
Yeah.
In whatever way. Like, it goes back to kind of the golden rule, and I feel like that's kind of gets lost sometimes in business. So I love that you bring that up.
I did want to bring up too, just like what an actual partnership would look like, meaning if, you're to become a partner with AmeriLife acquisition. And so we're working on a few now. I mean, I think we've purchased, you might know more than me, but I think we've purchased over 100 affiliates, I think, in the past like 3 or 4 years.
I believe so. Yeah. The number is, yeah, because when I started almost 3 years ago, I think it was in the 80s. So yeah, yeah, it's been growing and growing like leaps and bounds. It's kind of crazy.
I mean, I think our recent, I can't talk. Our most recent acquisition was like, I think it like almost doubled our life production overnight. So it's pretty wild the opportunity there is for big agencies, or even middle-sized agencies that want to partner with AmeriLife, and you still get the support from us, right? But now you're going to have a huge lump sum payout. You're still going to own a percentage of your business, because our model is we still want you to own a percentage of your business so you continue to want to grow it. Whereas I know some of the competition, they'll just buy 100% of you. And then what incentive do you really have to grow your business if you're already sold out everything? So, and I've talked to a lot of these guys too that have partnered with us. And I mean, they're happier now than ever. I mean, they have stock options in the company. Just and you get the big lump sum payout.
And that's even not to mention, the things like the technological support that AmeriLife can provide, and those things that you talked about, like the contracting platforms and all of that maybe these, smaller agencies just kind of dotted around the country don't necessarily have access to. There's also, marketing support and all of that, I feel like is great. And when someone partners with AmeriLife, as you said, they retain a portion of the ownership of the business. And so they're going to want to grow. And so now they have all of this support behind them to be able to do that. A lot of tools that they didn't have access to before.
Hey, you're totally right on that. And I think there's still a lot of groups out there that are family owned, and that they just think, oh, we're selling out, that's it, we're done. But that's not the case. Like, I think if they really looked into what we have to offer as an organization, they would, I think they would change their mind. So we'll see what happens down the road, and what 2025 brings and how many new acquisitions we pick up.
Absolutely right. There is no telling what the future will hold. I always say my crystal ball is broken and I don't know when it's coming back from the shop, but well, we shall see what the future holds. And I know that holds great things in store for AmeriLife going forward here. Well, Kyle, just about time for us to wrap up, but anything else that you wanted to add or mention that we haven't gotten to touch on just yet before we run?
I did forget to mention marketing support. We do offer marketing support, partnering with AmeriLife. So, various ways, we get co-op dollars from the carriers. We can help out on the Medicare Advantage side. And then we do have some lead incentive programs working with us that can help grow your business. Right. So, that's really all I have, but, thanks for your time, Matt. I appreciate it. And, we'll see you again soon.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you. Really do appreciate it. Kyle England, marketer with AmeriLife. Really do appreciate your time. And thank you for listening and or watching this edition of AMG Academy. I'm Matt McClure. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for joining us for this edition of AMG Academy. For more information on any of today's topics or to contact us, visit AmeriLifeMarketingGroup.com.